match is Ozzy Alonso. He'll receive $1,000 to pay it forward to Children's Cancer Research Fund, thanks to Bell Bank and everybody who voted. Now, following today's result, Minnesota United will have its first ever playoff game versus LA Galaxy at Allianz Field in the first round of the 2019 playoffs presented by Cup, Telecommunications and Minnesota Lottery. Season ticket members of the Preserve and newsletter subscriptions and subscribers will have access to pre-sales for playoff tickets. Visit MNUFC.com for info on how to get access. And a very warm welcome back to CenturyLink Field, where Seattle Sounders have beaten Minnesota United by 1-0. Both sides you'll see in the postseason. Seattle Sounders will, of course, host the playoff game here. Minnesota United host LA Galaxy. Kindred E. St. Auburn, your thoughts on what we saw here today?
Well, first of all, Minnesota United wanted to come away with a point. They felt like they could come into Seattle. It's a tough place to play. It's a challenge. Seattle has only scored 5 goals in the last 5 games heading into this match, and they didn't get the job done. But you have to give credit where credit is due. Seattle looked good. They got what they needed out of this game. They finished an opportunity of Roman Torres on a set piece. And Minnesota United has to go back to work. You get a week or 2 off here, and you still get what you wanted out of it. A home field advantage. You've got Allianz Field. That is very, very important for this club.
Well, let's see how Minnesota United did over the course of the last 90 minutes here in Seattle, shall we? The Sounders made a statement early on.
They did, and the pressure was on. Every single stat we showed at halftime where they dominated in every single number: possession, corner kicks, chances created. The wings were active. The outside backs were getting forward. They were finding space just outside the 18. Numbers up. Always felt like they had one number up in that space, and then they finally capitalized. A completely mishit ball curling away from the keeper out the backside, but Jovan Jones does his job. He settles it down. Not enough pressure right there. Ike Opara, and then somehow Roman Torres finds himself completely wide open on the back post. Roman Metzner had 2 players that he was trying to keep track of, and Roman Torres returned to the starting 11, and he puts it away.
But it's not like Minnesota didn't have their chances.
They didn't. Ethan Finley picked his moment there. He picked a pocket of Brad Smith, basically. Stephen Fry comes off his line in just enough time to cut down a bit of an angle to force Ethan Finley to hit the post.
And in the second half, Minnesota United knocked on the door as many times as they could.
Felt a little life. A couple substitutions, some fresh legs. Mason Troy with some speed. Kevin Molino with some creativity. Robin Lua with some possession. Ethan Finley trying to make those runs in behind. Ethan Finley with a dummy there. You'd like to say maybe it would have been different if he had taken himself. Kevin Molino had a good look too and just didn't bury it.
But in the end, the sprinkling of opportunities presented to Minnesota United wasn't enough, meaning the Golden Light final stats look like this. A fairly good afternoon for Seattle Sounders, who emerged victorious.
And look, Adrian Heath was happier with the second half. He wasn't pleased with it per se, but you can see the numbers even out a little bit. Minnesota trying to get on the front foot, be the aggressor. Seattle Sounders trying to kind of bide their time, wasting time on several opportunities, looking for more for the counterattack. But Minnesota United gave a good account in the second half. It just wasn't enough.
Down to former Loons midfielder Jamie Watson. Jamie, your thoughts on what we've seen here at CenturyLink Field?
Well, I think Seattle deserved winners on the day. Minnesota United had their chances, but at best they were half chances. The one glaring one, Ethan Finley hits the post, and for Minnesota United now, they need to regroup. A lot of guys will go off for international duty, and during this time off, they need to recover the ones that stay here. Hopefully they get all the players back from international duty with no injuries and work on their movement in the final third, because that's where they're going to need to be the most dangerous against the LA Galaxy and Zlatan Ibrahimovic at home.
Well, the interesting thing now, Kendra, as Jamie alluded to, is LA Galaxy at home at Allianz Field. With the international break in mind, how do Minnesota start to prepare?
Well, I do think that they are going to just take some of that time to rest and recover, recoup. I mean, you have guys like Ike Opara and Michael Boxall that have played nearly every minute of every match. And now you know you've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Christian Pavone coming to town. And you know that they're going to be ready, because they're going to be upset once again that Houston Dynamo has really spoiled the party for them.
So LA Galaxy, the opponents for Minnesota United in the first ever playoff game at Allianz Field. All of us at Minnesota United simply can't wait. And psychologically now, Minnesota United have plenty to look forward to. Stay with us. Still so much more coming your way here on the post-game show from CenturyLink Field, where the day belonged to Ozzy Alonso. It has been an absolutely wonderful season for Minnesota United. The next game for the Loons is in the postseason. We'll see you at Allianz Field for the playoffs.